Hi guys, welcome to Victorian English Language Tutoring's first video of the year for our online course. I'm so excited to have you with us. Today we are covering just a study design overview for Unit 1. That's all we're going to do today. It's not going to be too in-depth, hopefully, just something to get your brains ticking ready for the year. So firstly, the study design. Where is it, what is it, and why are we focusing so much on it? You can find the study design at this link down below, or if you have a look at just above the blue box where it says English Language on the VCAR website, just go to Home, Curriculum, VCE Study Designs, and then you'll find English Language. What is it? It is the outline of everything you need to know to do well in the subject. So the only things you'll be assessed on are things in the study design. The only things you're expected to know are things in the study design. No one can ask you any questions that is not related to the study design. So if you know it inside out, you're going to do really, really well. I find that when my students find out this information, they are boosted with confidence because they have a checklist of what they need to know. And it gives students a lot of independence because if you want to study by yourself but you don't know where to start, you can go to the study design and that can be a good way to get things going. So that's why the study design is so important. Always come back to it throughout the year. So Unit 1 is based on language and communication. This paragraph is taken directly from the study design. So the main ideas around language and communication is that it is an essential aspect of human behaviour and the means by which individuals relate to the world, to each other and to the communities of which they are members. VCAR says that in this unit, students consider the way language is organised so that its users have the means to make sense of their experiences and to interact with others. Students explore the various functions of language and the nature of language as an elaborate system of signs and conventions. The relationship between speech and writing as the dominant language modes and the impact of situational and cultural contexts on language choices are also considered. Students investigate children's ability to acquire languages and the stages of language acquisition across a range of subsystems. So that might feel a lot, but don't worry, you have 6 months to get through this. And I know Unit 1, it's your first introduction to the subject. There's lots to learn, but it's really exciting too. So each unit is split into areas of study. We have the knowledge from areas of study and the skills from areas of study. So I'm not going to read out every dot point, but I just wanted to have it on the screen so that you can browse through and see what the area of study 1 knowledge is. So area of study 1 is nature and functions of language. So the first dot point, meaning-making system. Major functions, so what is language doing and how does context influence that? How human communication is different to, say, other species of communication. The influence of register, tenor, and audience. These are all terms that we're going to get familiar with throughout this course. The influence of situational and cultural contexts. Subsystems of language, you may have heard of the subsystems already. If not, don't worry, there's plenty of videos coming on subsystems. Speech and writing, paralinguistics, prosodics, and meta-language, lots of meta-language. So that's going to be your huge introduction to Area of Study 1. Then we have skills. So Area of Study 1 skills, identify and describe key linguistic concepts as they relate to the nature and functions of human language. Explore and use the subsystems of language, morphology, lexicology, syntax, and semantics. And use key concepts and meta-language to identify and describe language use in an objective and systematic way through spoken and written Australian texts. Again, this might sound a bit like gobbledygook at the moment, but it's going to become more clear as we go throughout the year. This is just to give you an idea of what to expect. So that's Area of Study 1. Then we move on to Area of Study 2, which is language acquisition. Language as a meaning-making system, arbitrary and governed by conventions. We'll talk about that more later. Functions, we talked about that before. Human communication is unique, register, tenor, and audience. situational cultural contexts, subsystems, phonetics and phonology, speech and writing, and meta-language. And then we have our Area Studies 2 skills, which is for language acquisition. Again, I'm not going to read all of this out. If you want to read it in more detail, pause it now and have a look. But other than that, that is all of Unit 1. So that is all the knowledge and all the skills you need to get through Unit 1. So, as always, feel free to reach out, email me if you need to, if you want to book a tutoring lesson or have any more questions. I'm always here. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.